Hi everyone, and welcome to the Blendabilities class by mail. And this is the first video for the class. Actually, the first card will have 4, and this will be 4 separate videos, so you don't need to watch the whole video in order to get to the last card if you want to make just the last card. So for this first card, we have base of crumb cake, then a layer of crumb cake, a piece of designer series paper, and a square piece of the canvas. So what we'll do for this one, we'll stamp on the canvas with the Memento ink, and then we'll color with our Blendabilities. And I have here 2 sets, the Rich Raspberry and Old Olive, and those 2 sets will be the main colors we'll be using through the whole class. So first, what I'll do as well, I have the hardwood stamp. I was going to use the dictionary stamp, but for the life of me I could not find it, so we're using the hardwood. Those 2 are one of my favorite background stamps, so either one works great. And then let's do the background a little bit lighter, so I'm just gonna use some crumb cake ink instead of early espresso. And then I'll take some paper to put on my mat so I don't have. So I'll put that aside and I'll just ink my stamp. When I ink large stamps, it's easier to ink it when the stamp is lying on the table, and then I'm inking it on the top instead of pressing the stamp into the ink pad. As well, when I stamp, you can just layer and then press with a bone folder or with your fingers. So, and here's our background. It will come here. Excuse me, I was sick the past couple days, so I'm still coughing. And here's our canvas cuts, not really canvas cuts, but the canvas piece. And then we'll be using Forever Florals for this card. So I'll be using this stamp and then the sentiment for you. And then I need a block. First I'll stamp the sentiment, and then I'll stamp the flower. This one goes here. And then the flower. Oops. I should peel off the backing of it. Let's see, this will go like this. Okay. Then we'll stamp the flower. And then we're gonna let it dry for a little bit, so while that's drying, we can take the piece of DSP and then take your paper snips. I have here some contraband. So, and we'll cut off, like, you can fold just one side in half to mark where is the exact half. So, you know, we'll make it a little bit like a banner. So when you fold it in half, just a little, it will create just a little tiny score line here, so you can go like in the middle And then from the edges, it's easier to see on this side because it's not so, there are no stripes to where to cut, so. And then so we have this piece, and we'll adhere it like this. And I'll use some Tumble liquid glue. And then I'll use dimensionals to adhere this panel onto my card base. So that's that. Then I'll take my card base and okay, there we have that piece. And then we'll go back to our canvas, and then we'll take our blendabilities. We'll start with the lightest one, and we'll color the petals. I'll be doing a few at a time. So the canvas works a little bit different than the Whisper White cardstock. You will notice that the colors are a little bit darker. Excuse me. Then I'll go with the darkest and add just a little bit. And then I'll go with the medium. Kind of blend it in pretty quick. And then again go with the lightest one. And I'm using the fine tip. It's easier to color. Okay, and then we'll move on to more petals. Okay, then we'll go again with the darkest one. Then with the medium. And then again with the lightest. And then we'll move into more petals. And then we'll go again with the darkest, add the little shadows. And then with the medium. And then once again with the lightest to blend it in. Okay. And then we'll do the last part of the flower. And I'll go with the darkest one. Excuse me. With the medium one. And then again with the lightest one to blend it in. Okay, and here we have that. Now we can close our markers, and then the middle, I'll just use some Daffodil Delight for an accent for the middle of the flower. You can use any color you would like. So let me get the Daffodil Delight. So I have here the Daffodil Delight, and just quickly color in with the lightest. Actually, they call it light. And then in the center, I'll add a little bit of the dark. And there we have it. So now we'll just need to adhere to our card base, and our card will be done. So to adhere it, I used the Tombow Mona multi-liquid glue. Okay, so here's our finished card. Thanks for watching, and see you in a little bit in the next video.